नमो अर्हन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्जायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहुणम्।
अरहंत भगवन इंद्र पूजित सिद्ध श्री सिद्धीश्वरा, आचार्य जिन शासन प्रभावक पूज्य पाठक ऋषिवरा, सिद्धांत पाठन लीन मुनिवर रत्न त्रय आराधका, परमेष्ठी पांचों प्रतिदिवस होमे सदा मंगल करा। Pujya Nihal Chandraji Sogani's biography, a short documentary film. Pujya Nihal Chandraji Sogani was a divine personality endowed with extraordinary spiritual capability. After his very first encounter with the magnificence of the Satguru, he experienced unprecedented bliss, that is, Samyak Darshan, in no time, and traversed the infinite sea of worldly suffering with rocket-like speed. This documentary, on the holy occasion of his birth centenary, is his family's humble effort to pay a grateful tribute to the magnificence and extraordinary power of that noble soul with deep reverence. Soganiji was born in Ajmer to Shri Nemi Chandji and Kishnibai on 27th April 1912. He was the second among four sons.
भवसागर से पार उतरने का समीप जब काल, तब मनुष्य पर आए प्राप्त करता है कोई निहाल। पंच परावर्तन में भ्रमते, पंच परावर्तन में भ्रमते पुण्य पुरुष का पका स्वकाल। भारत के अजमेर नगर में सौगानी कुल हुआ निहाल। भारत के अजमेर नगर में सौगानी कुल हुआ निहाल।
He could not get much education because of being born in an ordinary family. But since his childhood, he was sharp and diligent. Soganiji started as a helping hand in his father's work. However, because of lack of work satisfaction and ambition to do something exceptional, a little later, at the age of 22, he took up a job in a retail shop for a monthly salary of ₹25. Before long, on account of his intelligence, skill and commitment, he was trusted by everyone. In a way, the shop owner became fully dependent on him. The family of the shop owner, Shri Sukhdev Prasad Ji Ladha, lived in Kuchaman. Therefore, he had to frequently visit Kuchaman for long periods of time, and in his absence, Soganiji used to run the shop with utmost sincerity and integrity. Ultimately, a time came when, following an agreement, the shop owner left for good after handing over the shop to Soganiji. In the meanwhile, in 1934, Soganiji was married to Anup Kanwar, a girl from known family. In the course of time, 4 sons and 3 daughters were born. Because of his ambitious nature and desire to achieve big in short time, Soganiji started rapidly expanding his business. To cater to financial requirements of such business and to meet the financial burden of his growing family, he started getting trapped in debt. Gradually, such debt burden became heavy and he fell into legal entanglements. Finding himself utterly helpless, his mental tension became unbearable and he started being nervous and agitated. Often, he used to get lost in thoughts like, "Who am I? Who is the controller of external circumstances? Am I destined to remain restless forever? What is the purpose of life? Is there any way to lasting peace?"
कौन कहाँ से आया हूँ मैं, जिज्ञासा थी सदा ज्वलन। कौन कहाँ से आया हूँ मैं, जिज्ञासा थी सदा ज्वलन।
During this phase, in the quest of peace, he got attracted to the Swaminarayan philosophy. One major center of the Swaminarayan sect was in Agra, which he used to visit in connection with his business. When even after considerable period he could not experience the peace he was looking for, he turned to his own Jain Dharma. He started practicing all that it entailed: worship, chanting, meditation, with great commitment and devotion. He then started reading the holy scriptures to imbibe the meaning and mysticism of the religion. But his confusion kept multiplying. Therefore, with a view to deeply study the Shastras under the guidance and direction of a local Pandit in shortest time, he stopped going home, located at a very short distance, and started staying in a nearby Dharamshala for a few months.
पूज्य पिताजी अपने धुन के बहुत पक्के थे। जिस काम के लिए लग जाते थे उसी काम के ऊपर एक धुन लगा के और पूरा करने की चेष्टा करते थे, चाहे वो व्यापार का विषय हो चाहे वो कोई दूसरा विषय हो।
अर्धनिशा के सन्नाटे में जग सपनों में खो जाता, किंतु पिपासु अंतस्थल में ध्रुव तारा खोजा करता। किंतु अतृप्त तड़पते मन को कोई राह ना मिल पाती, बाह्य कार्य विष तुल्य भासते बेचैनी बढ़ती जाती।
In such phase of pursuit for peace, in 1946, an elderly and wise acquaint happened to meet him and handed over a religious monthly magazine containing publication of edited compilation of everyday spiritual discourses of Pujya Kanji Swami of Songarh. While going through the same, when Sogani ji's attention focused on the phrase, "Not 6, but only one practice is essential," he was mesmerized and heaved a sigh of great relief. His heart was enthralled with divine vibes. Naturally, immense faith and reverence awakened in him towards Pujya Kanji Swami. Pujya Kanji Swami was born in 1889 in Shwetambar Jain sect in Saurashtra. Even while he was a bachelor of 24 years, he embraced sainthood. Thereafter, he practiced all rituals and courses ordained in that sect with utmost sincerity and devotion. Because of his extraordinary intelligence and extensive study of Shastras, he rose up to become Acharya. But the absence of inherent inner peace and contentment used to constantly bite his conscience. Later, at some auspicious point of time, he accidentally came across Digambar Shastra, Samay Sar. On continuous, focused and deep study thereof, all his dilemma and misconceptions got rooted out. Conscious and subconscious thought stream tilted within, and at one golden moment he experienced Samyak Darshan, and thus broke the cycle of birth and death. At a later stage, he was brave enough to publicly embrace Digambar Dharma. in utter disregard of various allegations and threats from cross-section, and settled at Songarh. At that period of time, the misguided society was completely engrossed in various rituals, believing the same to be dharma. Pujya Kanji Swami propagated the real meaning of dharma in a very simple and lucid style, without being bothered by various prevalent misconceptions. Such masterly propagation led to a sort of spiritual revolution. By his amazing ingenuity and knowledge of complex aspects of science recorded in ancient Shastras, he could drive home the same with unprecedented clarity and conviction on a very wide scale. For the said reason, he became a living beacon for all the true aspirants, and consequently became someone to be looked up to. Then Sogani Ji became very keen to be at the feet of Gurudev Kanji Swami in person as soon as possible. It was decided that he would go to Songarh with the gentleman who had given him the said magazine on spirituality. But when that gentleman failed to turn up at the appointed time, Pujya Sogani Ji was not willing to wait any longer. During this period, pre-independence movement was in full swing. The situation in Ajmer was also tense. Even in such circumstances, Sogani Ji set out for the totally unknown destination of Songarh without telling anyone at home.
रोम रोम झनझना उठे, रोम रोम झनझना उठे, और गूंज उठे संपूर्ण प्रदेश। अरे अरे मिल गया मुझे अब परम शांति में आत्म स्वदेश।
1946 Pujya Sogani Ji arrived in Songarh, a totally new area, new place, new language. He immediately reached the hall where Pujya Swamiji was delivering his discourse. Sogani Ji looked at Pujya Swamiji with a fixed gaze. Despite new language, Pujya Sogani Ji did not feel any difficulty in grasping the underlying substance of the pravachan. Pujya Swamiji's thematic drive, Gyan Atirag Judache, meaning knowledge and thoughts are totally different, allayed his then prevailing misconceptions, and therefore Sogani Ji powerfully clung to this invaluable clue. Immediately he started delving within to get answers to all his queries. From that very moment, he got engulfed in conscious and subconscious process of deep and analytical introspection. That very night, he sat lost in the corner of a small room, that is, Samiti. Throughout the night, the mystic pursuit of fathoming true thyself continued, passing through waves of highs and lows, concentration and deviations. The next dawn shone with blissful and utterly exhilarating contentment and glory. Samyak Darshan. In public knowledge, Pujya Sogani Ji was the only soul to have experienced bliss on the sacred soil of Swarnapuri. What a burning example was he of immeasurable and profound impact of Pujya Gurudev's very first sermon.
सोगानी ज्ञान से मिलाई आत्मा का आनंद का अनुभव था बहुत। उसका लड़का तो बहुत खबर न हुई है, पुत्र में लिखा है ना, पहला पुस्तक नहीं लिखा है, किताब में तीन्द्रिय आनंद का अनुभव था, यहाँ मिला था। यहाँ पहले आई बहुत वांचन किया था, शास्त्र योगी योगी यदि जप तप समाधि ऐसान फैसान बहुत किया था, पर कुछ मिला नहीं, उसमें है नहीं। कुछ आया था यहाँ, आया पीछे इतना कहा न्यालचंद भाई, उसका पिता न्यालचंद भाई, इतना कहा। मूल तो अजमेर का है, पीछे तो कलकत्ता रहते, मूल अजमेर। इतना कहा कि भैया अंदर जी विकल्प राग उठते हैं, उससे भगवान अंदर आत्मभिन्न है। बस इतना कहा। और अपना है ना रसोई खाना समिति है, न्या ठहरे न्या रिया ऊपर मेड़ी थी, ત્યાં गए और सांझ से सवार तक ये राग का विकल्प से भिन्न करते 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 आखिर रात जाग्या। और अंतर में सवेर जब हुआ तो भिन्न कर दिया। सम्यक दर्शनार्थ कहते हैं, अनुभव प्राप्त यहाँ रसोई खाने में क्या है। यहाँ आया था पहले, जब आया था उसका देह छूटे, वो तो स्वर्ग में गए, अभी स्वर्ग में है, पीछे मोक्ष जाएगा, पूर्ण आनंद की प्राप्ति होकर मुक्ति होगी। बहुत शक्ति थी, बहुत ताकत।
Pujya Bain Shri Champa Bain was one of the most distinguished and dedicated disciple of Pujya Gurudev. Because of her pious proximity to and objective and focused study of teachings of Pujya Gurudev for 3 to 4 years, she, at the young age of 18 years, engrossed herself in deep and incessant pursuit of true thyself. Without being bothered by worldly distractions and by her sheer dint and unflinching objectivity, she experienced Samyak Darshan and thus succeeded in reaching to the edge of otherwise infinite worldly phase. She was extremely introvert, detached, self-centered and master of penetrative introspection. She was largely instrumental in Pujya Gurudev's instantly appealing propagation of spiritual science on such a wide scale for everyone's enlightenment. In course of her periodical discussions regarding various aspects of dharma, she happened to express her views about Pujya Sogani Ji. Nihal Bhai has expressed his intense feelings powered by stony focus on true thyself. Since he did not have any other consideration, his intense feelings have come out. His views tower the ultimate of spirituality. Nihal Bhai's style of expression is hammering, yet he has expressed the operational science in true perspective. How was he? One did not know for lack of close interaction. Since he spoke little, others could not read him. His inner flow and vibes were beyond comprehension.
जो शास्त्रों में जो बात आ रही है, वो अपनी आत्मा की अमूर्त बात होने पर भी उनकी वाणी से मूर्त रूप होकर अपने को जागृति मिलती थी। ऐसे कि वो तो जीवंत आगम थे ना, वो बहुत सद्भाग्य से मिला। वो ऐसा लगता है, शास्त्र में आता है कि ज्ञानी आहार के समय अनशन स्वाभाविक को साधते हैं, अनाहारी स्वभाव को साधते हैं। तो लगा कि ऐसा ही उनका ये मूर्तिमंत रूप है। आहार लेने के बाद ऊपर गए अगासी में ગયા, પછી થોડી વાર ચર્ચા કરી। ત્યાં માનસથમ ભગવાન સામે જ દેખાય ને, મંદિરના નજીક છીએ ને, તો માનસથમ ભગવાનના દર્શન કર્યા, પછી ચર્ચા કરી, થોડી વાર ચર્ચા કરી। પછી हमारी दीदी सुशीलाबेन है, उन्होंने बोला कि आपको थोड़ा वॉक करना है, भोजन के बाद थोड़ा वॉक करना है। तो बोले सिद्ध भगवान कहाँ वॉक करने जाते हैं, यहाँ से तो सिद्धों की नगरी दिखती है, यहाँ से तो सिद्ध भगवान निकट दिखते हैं। ऐसे सिद्ध भगवान की बात करते करते ध्यान में बैठ गए।
Due to his growing detachment and intense reclusive nature, he found all worldly affairs, including family responsibilities, a burden.
उनकी सबसे अलग बात ये लगती थी कि खाना लग के आता था और वो खाना खाए बगैर कई बार 1-2 ग्रास खाते थे और खाना ख़त्म करके खड़े हो जाते थे। तो हमको हर समय यही लगता था कि इनको शायद खाना पसंद नहीं आया, खाना अच्छा नहीं बना। मेरा और उनका साथ बहुत कम समय का था, पर उस कम समय में भी मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि ये व्यक्तित्व कोई असाधारण है। जनरल लोगों जैसे उनके कोई भी मूवमेंट्स लगते नहीं थे। घर के प्रति भी वो बहुत ही उदासीन रहते थे। तो ऐसा लगता था कि ये कोई देव पुरुष है।
After returning from Songarh, he became an introvert and started maintaining bare minimum contact with the family. For his reclusive meditation, he built in the rented house a small temporary cement sheet room with a bath at his own expense. He used to remain confined from 9 at night to 9 in the morning in this said secluded dwelling.
उदासीन वृत्ति में लौकिक दायित्वों की नहीं सुवास।
व्यावसायिक कार्यों के कारण कोलकाता में किया निवास।
With his limited means, Soganiji could not cope up with the increasing worldly requirements. Therefore, he came to Kolkata in 1950 to explore new business avenues to augment his income. Due to intense application in the new business, need to frequently visit family at Ajmer and being alone at Kolkata, he could not visit Songarh for years together. Despite his keen and earnest desire, his dilemma and internal agony found expression thus. When I was in Songarh, it was my heartiest desire to arrange living accommodation for prolonged stay, to have the benefit of being at Pujya Gurudev's feet. But circumstances are such that I could not even seek his darshan for a number of years. Hardly a day passes without recalling that supremely serene and divine ambience. Even at this moment, Pujya Gurudev is flashing in my mind, and hot tears are flowing out. I have to deprive myself even for a speck of Songarh's dust. Aspirant of complete salvation without any loss of time, Pujya Soganiji had deep hankering for solitude. He writes, I get restless if I don't get time to be with myself. Ultimately, one has to be in solitude forever. So one should start practicing right now, solitude for a few hours every day. Many a times when markets used to remain closed for a couple of days at a stretch, he used to confine himself in his room for days together and used to come out only for essential daily course.
पूज्य पिताजी के साथ के जो भी समागम की स्मृतियाँ मेरे मानस में है, वो 1955 से जब मैं कलकत्ता शिक्षा के लिए आया था, तो 1955 से 58 तक पिताजी के साथ अकेले रहने का अवसर मिला था। उस समय वो मेरी किसी भी एक्टिविटीज़ में विशेष इंटरेस्ट नहीं लेते थे, या तो व्यापार में मगन रहते या फिर अकेले रूम में रहा करते थे। मुझे स्पष्ट याद है कि कई बार तो कई छुट्टियों के दौरान 3-3, 4-4 दिन रूम से बाहर नहीं आते थे और मैं ऊब कर किसी रिश्तेदार के घर चला जाया करता था। शिक्षा में हमेशा प्रोत्साहित करते थे, लेकिन बाकी और कोई भी गतिविधि में उनका ख्याल भी नहीं जाता था, न कभी उनकी कोई रोक टोक होती थी।
In 1953, he went to Shravanbelgola with 8 to 10 family members. There, he could somehow manage accommodation of only a small room. Therefore, solitude was not possible there at all. In such a situation, he would go atop the hill after midnight and sit and meditate there. He expressed it thus: worldly pleasures are like a cobweb. Life in palaces is piercing. Family responsibilities are death-like burden. Worldly considerations are repulsive like saliva. Meeting someone becomes tormenting. Separation from someone causes death-like pain. Family and business matters are such that one has to get involved, even if you don't wish to. Interact with those whom you wish to avoid. Such is the situation. A week before his eldest son's wedding, he wrote in a letter, "Truly, passing through intense pain. There's no joy in it, only regrets."
पूज्य सुगानी जी के असाधारण दृष्टिकोण और विशिष्ट मूल्यांकनों का अनुमान इस बात से लग जाएगा कि 1962 में जब मेरी शादी का प्रसंग था, विवाह के लिए जो आमंत्रण पत्रिकाएं कुछ मुमुक्षु बंधुओं को भिजवाई गई, उनमें स्पष्ट तौर से लिखित यह निर्देश था कि ये पत्रिकाएं केवल व्यवहार निभाने के लिए भेजी जा रही हैं। विवाह जैसे अशुभ प्रसंग पर सद्गुरु के योग में रहे हुए पुण्यशाली साधर्मियों को बुलाना योग्य नहीं है।
Ordinarily, it is difficult to believe that Pujya Sogani ji, at the age of only 50, without any means worth the name and with heavy family responsibilities, had made up his mind to get completely detached.
आदरणीय बाबूजी के देहांत के समय तक मेरी आयु बहुत कम थी, पर फिर भी जो उनकी एक एक बात याद आती है, तो लास्ट जर्नी जो बॉम्बे से अजमेर की थी, उसके अंदर जो क्वेश्चन आंसर मम्मी के साथ उनके हुए, वो अभी भी मेरे को ऐसे ध्यान में है। आदरणीय बाबूजी ने मम्मी को पूछा कि आप इतने दिन में क्या समझे, तो मम्मी का जवाब था कि मैं तो यही समझी कि अगर थक गए हो तो अपने में बैठ जाओ, नहीं तो 84 का चक्कर चालू है। फिर मम्मी ने ऐसे ही जिज्ञासावश पूछा गुरुदेव के संबंध में कि क्या गुरुदेव के 4 भाई बाकी हैं, तो आदरणीय बाबूजी का जवाब था 4 भाव तो बहुत होते हैं, एक भाव भी बहुत ज़्यादा है। तो सोच के होता है कि घर में रहते हुए कैसे आदमी इतना बैरागी हो सकता है।
Sogani ji was a man of few words and of reclusive nature. For full 13 years, that is, between 1946 and 1959, no one could even sense his extraordinary spiritual achievements within. During his first day in Songarh, he unwittingly came close to a couple of sisters.
એને જોઈને જ એટલો બધો ભાવ આવી જતો હતો કે એમ આપણને ખબર પડે કે આ સમ્યક દ્રષ્ટિ જીવ છે. એની વાત ઉપરથી, એની બોલ ઉપરથી, એની હાલ ઉપરથી, કે એ ધ્યાનમાં બેઠા હોય તોય આપણને એમ લાગે કે આ જીવ કોઈ જુદો જ છે એમ. એટલું બધું આપણને એની વ્યક્તિ ઉપરથી જ આપણને આમ એકદમ આપણને ભાવ આવી જતો હતો. અને ગમે એવું હોય તો ખબર પડી જાય કે આ વ્યક્તિ કોઈ અલગ છે એમ.
ત્યારે એને રસ બહારમાં નહોતો, અંદરમાં એમ કે હું કેટલો કાળ સુધી ધ્યાનમાં રહીશ તોય મારું ધ્યાન પૂરું નહીં થાય, કે અનંતકાળ સુધી હું ધ્યાનમાં રહીશ તોય મને ટાઈમ ઓછો પડે છે કે. એટલે જ્યારે જુઓ ત્યારે ધ્યાનમાં જ હતા. ગમે એ 12 અવસ્થામાં પુરુષાર્થનો પિંડ ચાલે, પ્રવચન સાંભળવા જાય તોય ચાલ્યા જતા હોય તોય આમ પુરુષાર્થ વીર્યવાનથી અને અંદર પોતાનું કામ ચાલુ હોય એવી જ રીતે હતા. और ऐसा ही ऐसा प्रतिबिंब जैसा बैठ जाते थे. हम देखने को जाते थे, જોયું પણ છે. અડગ બિંબ અને પ્રતિમાની જેમ બાજુમાં અમે જોવા ગયા તો એને ખ્યાલ નથી, પણ ધ્યાનસ્થ અવસ્થામાં પૂર્ણ મુદ્રામાં આમ અડગ બિંબ તરીકે બેઠા હતા. અને આમ આપણને લાગે કે આ સીધ પ્રતિમા જ છે એવો એનો દેખાવ હતો. ઉપર છતમાં ઉપર બેસતા હતા, 4 બજે ઉઠકર चले जाते थे और 7 वागे नीचे आता था.
Whispers of Pujya Sogani Ji's spiritual achievements reached Pujya Gurudev as well from time to time. But in the absence of any direct interaction, Pujya Gurudev did not form any impression but remained silent. Of course, during his discourses, whenever he happened to look at Pujya Sogani Ji, he would find him in statue-like gazing posture and introverted. Once, in course of discussions in the evening, Pujya Gurudev sought Pujya Sogani Ji's views on some very deep and finer philosophical aspects elaborated by him. But Pujya Sogani Ji chose to remain silent and bowed with folded hands.
जब उसके सुना तो इसको सबसे पहले ये चौंके वहाँ से कि अनंता सिद्ध, मैं सिद्ध समान हूँ वो तो आज तक सुना था, लेकिन मैं सिद्ध से भी अधिक हूँ ये बात जब सुनी तो चौंके कि सिद्ध से अधिक हूँ ये बात नहीं सुनी थी. और दूसरी बात वो उसके सामने ये आई कि मैं स्वयं भगवान हूँ, भगवान होना भी क्या, तो उसमें भी चमके कि इतना जोरदार दृष्टि की बात कर रहे हैं. तो देवगुरु के प्रति इतना भक्ति भाव है. फिर इतनी निश्चय की बात करते थे, फिर भी बोले कि आगम के एक एक शब्द में से आनंद की बूंद बूंद टपकती है. तो लगा कि ओह, इसको शास्त्र के प्रति भी इतना बहुमान है. फिर गुरुदेव के बारे में क्या है उसका अभिप्राय है, तो बोले कि गुरुदेव उपकारी है इतना नहीं है, गुरुदेव मेरे लिए तो अनंता तीर्थंकर से भी उपकारी है. कि देखो यहाँ सोगानी जी बैठते थे, गुरुदेव न्याल भाई बोलते थे कि न्याल भाई यहाँ बैठते थे प्रवचन में और मानो प्रतिमा है.
His fellow believers naturally wished that Sogani Ji should have direct interaction with Pujya Gurudev. With this end in view, they repeatedly suggested him to go to Pujya Gurudev to personally express his deep gratitude towards him. But Sogani Ji said, "Please don't bother yourself for me. I won't be able to say anything to him. And I can't fabricate a reason to go to him." Yet, respected Sogani Ji had immense heartfelt gratitude and devotion for Pujya Gurudev. His heart-touching pourings came out in letters and conversations from time to time. Some examples are, Pujya Gurudev is for me more than infinite number of Tirthankars. How can I cut open my heart and show in what high esteem I behold Pujya Gurudev in my heart? Truly, Pujya Gurudev is never far from me. Wherever I am, my Gurudev is within me. I look Maharaj Sahib, Pujya Gurudev, only as a pure, static and vibrant embodiment of thyself. Hey Gurudev, only intense devotion to you will cure my sufferings. There is no other cure. This I know for sure. Hey merciful, take mercy on the intensely pathetic worldly condition of this being who feels burdened even in spiritual surroundings. Take mercy, take mercy. That's the only prayer. Respected Soganiji shunned fame. His true heart got expressed thus. I have practiced what Pujya Gurudev has ordained. I do not like it if I get praise or fame in the world. Whether a flower blossoms in a garden or in wilderness, whether you enjoy its fragrance or not, its value lies in itself, irrespective. Whether anyone knows about it or not is immaterial to the soul. Infinite number of people have perpetually engrossed in their self, but nobody knows them even by name today. To describe his first son's marriage as an inauspicious occasion, what attitude was it? Can those who don't have full grasp of depth of true Jain philosophy ever appreciate the astonishing meaning embedded in such expression? In 1964, he happened to attend the 75th birth anniversary of Pujya Gurudev in Dadar, Mumbai, and basked in his holy shadow. Coincidentally, this was to be his last encounter with his savior, because the day after his return to Kolkata from there, that is on 7th June 1964, he left for his heavenly abode following a heart attack. This world is a moving wheel. Every being comes to the stage of the world to play one's part, and once it is over, departs for the abode one deserves. When Pujya Gurudev heard of Soganiji's demise, he just said this.
गुरु कहान को प्राप्त हुई जब देह विलय की दुखद खबर, उनके श्रीमुख से निकले तब सहज भाव से थे उद्गार। आत्मार्थी ने किया सफल ये दुर्लभ मानव जन्म, अरे
देवलोक में जन्म लिया है, निकट भव्य यह जीव खरे।
This truly wise soul has completed the mission of his life, has gone to heaven, and would attain complete salvation in very near future.
तो फंसा हुआ नहीं है, फजूल का मान के बैठा है फंसा हुआ। वो पोपट ने ऐसा कहा कि मैं जो पैर छोड़ दूंगा तो मैं गिर जाऊंगा, मैंने हम पकड़ के पिंजरे में डाल देगा। तो निहाल भाई ने उनको कहा कि भाई देखो, मैं कहता हूँ अभी मर जाओ तो अच्छा है, चलो नहीं मरोगे दे और व्यवहार के पक्ष में आ जाओगी तो फंस जाओगे पिंजरे में सारी ज़िंदगी, फिर गुलामी में रहना पड़ेगा। इसलिए ऐसा कहा और दृष्टि का विषय जो दिया कि मैं उड़ने की ताकत है, और ताकत जब उनके ख्याल में है और पैर छोड़ दिया, उड़ गया।
1961 में पिताजी का कुछ बदमाश लोगों ने भ्रमणा से छुरा मारा पेट में और बहुत जख्मी हुए। तुरंत उनको अस्पताल ले जाया गया। डॉक्टरों को उनके बचने की कोई आस नहीं लगी, फिर भी उन्होंने हम लोगों के आग्रह से जोर देने पर ऑपरेशन किया। डॉक्टर को बिल्कुल ये विश्वास नहीं था कि ये जिएगा, इसलिए वो ऑपरेशन करके चले गए। 2 दिन बाद जब उन्होंने अस्पताल में खोज खबर ली, उनको मालूम हुआ कि वो व्यक्ति जीवित है, तो उनको खुद को आश्चर्य हुआ। ऐसे इतने बड़े प्रसंग से गुजरने के बाद भी पिताजी इसकी अधिक चर्चा नहीं करते थे, और ऐसा परिवार में ऐसा कहते हुए सुना गया है कि वो एक लौकिक मृत्यु के प्रसंग से बाहर आ पाए हैं, तो इसका एकमात्र कारण गुरुदेव से मिला तत्वबोध है।
After the passing away of Pujya Sogani Ji, some respected, learned fellow believers who had come in close contact with him thought that if the precious and deeply spiritual letters addressed to fellow believers and compilation of diary notings of his discussion with them during the period 1959 to 1964 were to be published, it will prove to be of immense benefit to society at large. Thus, with the kind blessings of Pujya Gurudev, the material got published in 1967 under the title of Dravya Drishti Prakash, which is a gem in the treasure of Jain spiritual literature.
पूज्य सोगानी जी का स्वर्गवास के बाद में कोई कुदरत से कोई धन्य घड़ी में गुरुदेव ने सोगानी जी के अक्षर देह को प्रकाशित करने की इजाज़त दी। उन दिनों में बम्बई रहता था, ये कार्य भावनगर हो रहा था। वहाँ से मेरे पास ये प्रूफ पढ़ने के लिए आते थे, एक हिंदी भाषी होने के कारण। जब मैंने उनका वांचन चालू किया प्रूफ रीडिंग के हिसाब से, तो मेरे तो आज भी वो मैं दृश्य याद करता हूँ तो मैं भाव विह्वल हो उठता हूँ। उन्होंने मुझे बताया उस अक्षर देह के माध्यम से कि अवलंबन योग्य जगत में कोई है तो दूसरे सारे जगत अनायतन है, एक सिर्फ तुम्हारा आत्मा ही, शुद्ध आत्मा ही आयतन है। ये समाज पर सबसे बड़ा जो उनका उपकार है वो ये है कि इस भ्रमित समाज को ये पता नहीं था कि धर्म का प्रारंभ कहाँ से करें, कैसे हो। बाबूजी का ऐसा जीवंत चरित्र और ये अक्षर देह जब पढ़ने में आई तो हम तो निहाल हो गए, और हम तो आज भी उनके चिर ऋणी हैं। विशिष्टता ये लगी कि उसका प्रारंभ उन्होंने मोक्षता से जो किया, शायद जगत में ऐसे उदाहरण नहीं मिलते कि वो किस जिज्ञासा से, किस झंखना से, किस उत्कंठा से वो आत्मा की शांति खोजते थे। हम लोगों में ये कमी है कि वो साधना चाहते हैं लेकिन साधना की पृष्ठभूमि को साफ सुफ करना नहीं चाहते।
Pujya Sogani Ji has elucidated his grasp of fundamental and deep issues of Jain philosophy in amazingly original, heart-touching and powerful style. For example, nothing is favorable or unfavorable to me in this world, while emotion is momentary. Entity of thyself remains strikingly untouched. To do is death-like painful. I am a vibrant, solid entity, not a stream of emotions. Thoughts roll on. Vibrant self remains unmoved. Emotions may focus on me, but whom do I need to focus upon? Let emotions and thoughts be in its zone. I remain rested in myself. After an intense and deep deliberation and study of the publication for a few months, Pujya Gurudev got appreciatively convinced of the highly enlightened inner state of and spiritual heights attained by Pujya Sogani Ji, and he read him as a strong-willed and determined soul. Thereafter, in course of general interaction with close fellow believers, he said,
आत्मार्थी की अंतर्दृष्टि का गुरु को विश्वास हुआ। आत्मार्थी की अंतर्दृष्टि का गुरु को विश्वास हुआ। होकर भाव विभोर गुरु ने मंगल आशीर्वाद दिया। सौगानी तो गए स्वर्ग में, पुनः मनुज भव पाएंगे। मुझसे भी पहले मुक्ति में वे पुरुषार्थी जाएंगे।
मुझसे भी पहले मुक्ति में वे पुरुषार्थी जाएंगे।
जो ये बातें समझ में आती हैं, तब हृदय उनके और गुरुदेव के प्रति अद्भुत और अपूर्व महिमा से छलक उठता है। इस विषय की जानकारी और ऐसे ज्ञानी पुरुषों का समागम मेरे जीवन की एक महती सौगात और उपलब्धि है।
Thus, Pujya Sogani Ji's life journey is exemplary instance of worldly cycle to total salvation and bliss. He has got firmly implanted as an idol in the heart of every aspirant of spiritual well-being.
गुरुदेव के पास जाने के बाद उनकी महिमा का पता चला कि वो तत्वज्ञानी थे, तत्व को प्राप्त कर चुके। उसको लेके इतनी महिमा आई और अपना सौभाग्य समझता है कि हम उनके पुत्र के रूप में इस संसार में आए।
उनके व्यक्तित्व के बारे में जितना सुना है, उनकी प्रारंभिक भूमिका और तैयारी बहुत ज़्यादा थी। इस मार्ग में आने के पहले ऐसा लगता है जैसे ऑलमोस्ट प्रिपेयर्ड थे इस मार्ग को या इस बोध को ग्रहण करने के लिए। इसलिए जब बहुत अल्प बोध हुआ, थोड़ा सा बोध हुआ, तो उसका प्रयोग बहुत ज़्यादा चला इमीडिएटली। इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन बहुत ज़्यादा हुआ और इसीलिए ये फलस्वरूप सम्यक दर्शन प्राप्त किए। मुझे तो इस बात का फ़क्र है कि मैं उसी आबोहवा में पला बढ़ा जहाँ सौगानी जी रहा करते थे।
बाबूजी ने सही समझण पर जोर देना और ये बताना कि उसी में भविष्य का सम्यक गर्भित है, इसी बात को हर समय ध्यान में रखना ही हम लोगों के सबके लिए उचित है। बाबूजी के साथ 1964 में गुरुदेव के दर्शन हुए, वही हर समय हम लोगों को ध्यान में रहता है और उसी समय उनकी धार्मिक रुचि की तरफ हम लोगों को मालूम पड़ा।
पूज्य सौगानी जी साहब से प्रत्यक्ष योग दर्शन के रूप में हुआ और एक बार कलकत्ता से बम्बई पूज्य गुरुदेव श्री की 75वीं जन्म जयंती के वक्त ट्रेन में साथ में रहना हुआ। उस वक्त हमारी आयु तो काफ़ी छोटी थी, लेकिन एक बात आज भी गूंजती रहती है कि मैं अपरिणामी हूँ, मैं अपरिणामी हूँ। और जब यह बात याद आती है तब सौगानी जी साहब की चैतन्य प्रतिमा बस वो प्रतिमा की तरह ही सामने झलकती रहती है। एवं उनका अधिक परिचय तो सही में देखा जाए तो इस युग में पूज्य सौगानी जी साहब यानी गुरुदेव के सर्वोत्कृष्ट शिष्य रत्न एवं एकावतारी धर्मात्मा जो हम सभी के जीवन के परम आदर्श है। पूज्य गुरुदेव श्री के भावी पुराण के अलौकिक अत्यंत महिमावंत अद्भुत पात्र ऐसे सौगानी जी साहब को हम सभी के कोटि कोटि वंदन।
પૂજ્ય ગુરુદેવ શ્રીની સોનગઢ ઉપસ્થિતિમાં સોગાનીજી સોનગઢ આવેલા ત્યારે પૂજ્ય ગુરુદેવ શ્રીએ પ્રવચનમાં ફરમાવ્યું કે જ્ઞાન અને રાગ જુદા છે, તેનું ગોલન શ્રી સોગાનીજીએ આખી રાત ચાલતા કે વહેલી સવારે સમ્યક દર્શને લઈને ઊભા થયા। મને તેમનો પરિચય પ્રત્યક્ષ હતો, તેમને અપરિણામીની ધૂન હતી, બેઠા હોય તો જાણે પ્રતિમા લાગે।
આવા જે સમ્યક દ્રષ્ટિ પુરુષ છે તેમનો પ્રત્યક્ષ પરિચય મને તો ખરેખર નથી। શ્રી લાલચંદભાઈ તેમને સોગાનીજીનો ખૂબ જ પરિચય હતો। 2018 થી 2020 સુધીની 3 વર્ષ સુધી તેમને સોગાનીજીનો ઘણો જ પરિચય રહ્યો અને તેમણે જે પ્રસંગો અમને વર્ણવ્યા છે તે હું અહીંયા અત્યારે આપની સમક્ષ રજૂ કરું છું। ये दर्शन ज्ञान चारित्र का परिणाम जो आत्मा के आश्रय से होता है, ये बात मुझे बहुत खटकती है। आम कहेवा पाछळ एमनो आशय ए हतो कि खरेखर पर्याय पोते पर्यायथी निरपेक्ष छे अने ए सत्य छे, एने कोईनी अपेक्षा खरेखर होती नथी तेवुं तेमणे दर्शावी अने आत्मा अकर्ता स्वभावी छे तेवुं त्यां सिद्ध कर्युं। बीजू त्याने त्यां ज एमणे ए वात करी कि पर्याय मेरा ध्यान करे तो करे, मैं तो ध्रुव हूँ, मैं किसका ध्यान करूँ। આ વાત સાંભળતા જ શ્રી લાલચંદભાઈ એમ કહેતા કે મને એમ થયું કે આ પુરુષ તો ખરેખર એકાવતારી પુરુષ લાગે છે.
હું 12 વર્ષનો હતો ત્યારે મારા સૌભાગ્ય હતા કે પૂજ્ય નિહાલચંદભાઈ સોગાનીજીનો પરિચય થયો. પહેલી વખત જ્યારે એ સોનગઢ આવ્યા ત્યારે મારા દાદી જે જૂના મકાનમાં રહેતા હતા ત્યાં એમનો નિવાસ સ્થાન હતું અને તેથી આ પરિચય થયો. મારા દાદીને ખૂબ જ નવાઈ લાગી એટલે મારા પિતાજી ડૉક્ટર નવરંગભાઈને એમણે વાત કરી કે કોઈ એક એવી વ્યક્તિ કલકત્તાથી આવી છે કે જે કલાકોના કલાકો સુધી આખી રાત સુધી ધ્યાનમાં બેસી શકે છે અને ખાવા પીવાનું એમને કંઈ ભાન ન હોય, બીજી કોઈ જ ખબર ન હોય, પણ ધ્યાનમાંથી એક બહાર ન નીકળે એવી વ્યક્તિ આવી છે. તેથી મારા પિતાજીને પણ ઈચ્છા થઈ કે આપણે આમનો પરિચય કરવો જોઈએ અને આ રીતે અમારે પરિચય થયો. મારી ઉંમર તો ઘણી નાની હતી પણ પહેલેથી જ જોયું કે આમનો પુરુષાર્થ અને આમની તત્વની છણાવટ કોઈ બીજી અલગ પ્રકારની હતી. દ્રવ્ય દ્રષ્ટિ માટેની એમની જે ખુમારી હતી, પૂજ્ય ગુરુદેવ માટે અહોભાવ તો એટલો હતો કે બીજો પ્રસંગ યાદ આવે છે કે સોનગઢમાં અમારા ઘરે જ એમણે બોલ્યા હતા કે અહીંના પશુ પક્ષીઓ પણ અમેરિકાના કરોડોપતિ કરતાં વધારે પુણ્યશાળી છે. પૂજ્ય ગુરુદેવનો એમને અહીંયા નિયમ સંયોગનો નિમિત્ત થયા છે, મળે છે. મારી 12-13 વર્ષની ઉંમર હતી અને આ તત્વમાં હું પૂછતો કે હવે એકવાર મેં એમને પૂછ્યું કે આપ એમનો જે ફેવરિટ શબ્દ હતો કે દ્રવ્ય અપરિણામી છે, આત્મા અપરિણામી છે, તો મેં કીધું અપરિણામી તો કુટસ્થ થઈ ગયું અને આ તો વેદાંત જેવી વાત લાગે છે એટલે મને બરાબર લાગતી નથી. લગભગ અડધો કલાક સુધી એમણે તકલીફ લઈને મને સમજાવવાની કોશિશ કરી કે આ वेदांत ની વાત નથી પણ દ્રવ્ય દ્રષ્ટિની વાત છે, નિશ્ચયની વાત છે.
उस समय तो हम उनको समझ नहीं पाए थे कि वो घर के प्रति इतने उदासीन क्यों रहते हैं, पर ज्यों ज्यों इस विषय की समझ बढ़ी तो उनके प्रति इतना बहुमान आता है और मुझे इस बात का गौरव है कि मैं उनकी बहू हूँ.
I traveled to Songarh, Ajmer, Calcutta and Mumbai where he worked and lived and tried to interact with almost all those people who were fortunate enough to meet him. What I discovered was amazing. What he did was really extraordinary and it makes me feel really proud to be his grandson.
निहालचंद जी सोगानी मेरे दादाजी कहते हुए कितना सौभाग्य महसूस करती हूँ. कभी उन्हें नहीं देखा पर जो कुछ सुना है एक छवि सी बस गई है मन में, वही कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ. जग में आए आप दादाजी बस एक मानव बनकर, पर छोड़ गए इस जग को आप कैसे स्तंभित कर कर. एक सदी बाद गूंजा है जग में नाम आपका है कमाल. हो गया निहाल सुगानी वंश पाकर आपको हे निहाल.
It was the only last 10 years that I've read and understand and continue to understand his thinking and his messages, which I believe go beyond Jainism to contribute to the welfare of spirituality and mankind at large.
Even though I haven't met my grandfather, but after knowing his achievements and his spiritual side, I really feel proud to be a part of his family. I would like to follow his footsteps and it's really outstanding. I take him as my idol. I bow down to him in reverence.
जैनं जयतु शासनं जैनं जयतु शासनं जैनं जयतु शासनं